So unfortunately, Carabo, who we think kind of donkish, just lost that spot. Paul McLean, we're pretty sure is pretty donkish. Sharp might not be a donk, but he kind of does some weird things at least. And we're down to, we're third in chips, 36 players left. No, 37 players left. And this guy min 3-bets again, basically. Such an idiot. Hopefully he has a big hand and Disco not just hit a set. That would be sick. I mean, not really. I'd rather McLean win the chips, but I mean, it would be funny just because it would show what a terrible play McLean made in his raise size inquiry, out of position. Alright, cool. McLean kept the chips though, so we like that. Deuces will be raise folding this button. If sharp opens, we might flat, although then that kind of opens us up to getting squeezed by the blind, but we're very deep with sharp, so yeah, I'm going to flat him here. There's a possibility that, assuming no one behind us 3-bet, I have position and a pair, so if I flop a set and I do succeed in stacking them, I'll be the really large tournament chip leader, so I don't mind my flat here, and now we're just going to give up. Unless we bink a deuce for 3 on the turn. Interesting. I'm just going to check. There's just a crap ton of hands people can continue with here. Yeah, that's a pretty good card for Disco Knots range. I expect him to lead here. Yeah, he led really tiny though, but I'm not continuing with deuces. Okay, queen deuce O, we'll go ahead and throw into the muck. You know what I stuck. Excuse my rhymes, all the time. Salvo Batista. Alright, could open this. We're not really gonna get re-shoved on very much there if we did open. So it's a fair spot to open in. Okay, I see that's pretty dang small, but it takes it down. I have a feeling Disco Knot might be a decent player. I'm going to search him just to make sure before I make an official note that he's competent, most likely. Let's see. I still haven't gotten the results. Yeah, it's excessive. I don't like that shove with that many big blinds, no matter what he has. He probably has like a small pair where it's okay, but I don't like it. I prefer just raising and then c-betting board or checking to that size shove. This size shove from the cutoff is fine, depending on what he has, but there's nothing inherently wrong with that shove. I think Carabo shoved like 23 or 24 big blinds over the guy's complete. When you have position, I mean, even when you only have 24 big blinds, you're not too scared about, shouldn't be too scared about playing a pot. So I don't like the shove that much. See if he gets flatted. Okay, Disco Knot stats are disabled, so he might be good, or maybe not. If someone flats, then we could overflat here. Obviously our hand's pretty weak, but we're going to be getting a really big price if someone flats. If it's just me and him heads up, I'm probably going to fold. We're still getting a fairly good price actually, even just heads up, but with the type of hand we have, I'm just going to give it up easily. Yeah. be folding here. This guy's opening over full 3x, which is kind of harder. So we want to note that. Okay, one player goes out and we're up to 325 at least in payout. My current position is 4th out of 37, as you can see. One thing I hate about regular length tournaments like this one's been running 5.5 hours, and we've still got 36 people to go till the money. I mean, till it's over. So I kind of prefer turbo tournaments, which are over in like 2 hours on a lot of levels. You could still, I mean, obviously the skill edge isn't as much for a good player in the turbo tournament, but you still have a skill edge over a bunch of the field, and it takes 2 hours rather than 7 or however long this is going to take. So it takes, you know, like often it'll take like a third of the time. So although you're making less per tournament, you're making possibly more per hour, so, or at least a comparable amount per hour. Okay, so I'm just raise, so I'm going to have to raise a slightly bigger amount. And put it down. I've been fairly tight, so I would open a fairly wide range right there just based on how many hands in a row we'd folded. And we're down to 36 now, so we've got at least $325 in payout. I mean, we've made at least $325, and I'm in on the day for like, I'm probably in for like 200 and something buying, so I'm 260 or something. So I should be up on the day finally. I expect Carabo to not fold anything he opened with, even though King Queen's the obvious fold there. I was going to say, just because he's stupid. King Queen suited, maybe close, not really. I still think it's a fold. But yeah, he's just skewed. He just doesn't like folding once he's open, so I'm making note. Close it, fold, two, shows, one, open, any reasonable hand. Yeah, so I mean, his King Queen raise call was, I mean, that was just awful right there, and then his pocket fours raise call on the button was not as bad, but still pretty spewy most likely. So yeah, don't like how he's been playing at all. Oh, good. I expect him to call pretty wide here, but he hasn't snap called, so he might fold. Yeah. Yep, he did call pretty wide, almost the very bottom of his range he called. But I think that's not too bad. It's pretty close to correct actually. But I might fold 7-3-0, but that's like maybe one of the few hands I would fold. 7-3-0, 7-deuce-0, 9-deuce-0, 9-4-0, 8-3-0, 8-deuce-0. I would fold most of those, probably. Although he was so short, I would call with a crap ton of hands, but maybe not those specifically. I would call with like 93% of my range at least, or 93% of hands, I should say. But still 36 players left, so. And the average stack is 208,000, which is quite a few times the big blind. So it's going to be a while before we get to the final table. I guess I'll just keep the video going though. To some extent, I tend to do better when I have a video going, because commenting on everything forces me to pay attention to everything that's going on. I can't make the video interesting unless I'm watching and focusing on everything. So actually, if you're like an amateur player and you have no interest in really making videos, you might want to do it not because you want to post your video even, but just because just to see how it helps. Like it's possible that it will help your game and help you to stay focused, and keep you from getting distracted and force you to watch everything that everyone's doing and make you even take better notes and pretty much everything. So, Paul's kind of spewy with his flatting. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna fold now. Actually, this guy opens quite a few hands, and we haven't 3-bet much. So I'm actually going to, I mean, folding here is obviously fine. I'm actually going to give a 3-bet though, just because the only hand we 3-bet is aces. So and this is not a bad spot for it. He's a fairly loose opener. He has a lot of chips. He's not going to want to, he won't wow, what the hell, God. He won't 4-bet shove that light from here, so it's not a bad spot for it, but this is just real. Okay, now I'm pretty much, yeah. I'm pretty much just shutting down now with this guy tends to over flat. I don't know what the hell that could possibly be, but and 3 ways, so I'm just giving up. But yeah, you can see this guy's an idiot. Like any hand he has there that he wants to play, he's supposed to shove free, even if it is aces. I mean, especially if it's aces or kings. So yeah, now he's actually tanking after putting in all this money. He's like such a freaking moron. And if he hadn't overcalled, this guy probably called, because once he gets back to him now, he's getting a really good price. So if this guy hadn't called, there's a pretty good chance this guy just folds, because there's no chance this guy just had a huge hand, because he would just 4-bet it pre, for sure, like always. So, and if it was just heads up, there's a pretty decent chance I think that our 3-bet would have worked. But unfortunately, Paul McLean jumped in and is an idiot. But good thing is now. We have a couple more, or at least one more 3-bet in our in people's perception of us. I know it's pretty clear we didn't have like at least aces or kings or anything. So. All right, looks like I got some sound circuit cheers on. Yeah, so you have to throw in some 3-bets like that without like huge hands occasionally. So not that it worked out for me there, but you still have to do it. You can see I'm definitely not if you've been watching this whole video, you can see I'm definitely not going overboard with it, because that's the first time that's the first 3-bet I've done that the whole tournament without a large hand. So. Okay, we're down to 34 players. I don't like this guy's raise size. You're pretty deep stacked and you're going to be out of position, so I like raising closer to almost full 3x when you're in the small blind, especially when there's a decent amount behind the play, and especially when there's antes in play. You're just giving the big blind, who has position on you, way too good of a price to continue when you raise that small. And unlike when you're opening in position, where you don't really care too much about giving someone in the blinds a great price because they're going to be playing their hands out of position, when you're out of position, the opposite is true. You do care pretty substantially about whether or not you're giving them too good of a price, because you're going to be playing the hand out of position and be at an inherent disadvantage. So definitely want to discourage that by raising slightly bigger. Jack 5-0, throw that away. Just gonna make another note on this guy that he's a massive retard. Huge imbecile. Okay. And I expect him to call off here, but it's actually looking like he's gonna fold. He opened full 3x and then folded. It's so bad. Now he's down to 10x.